So thank you for staying with us for Weather Center Live. I'm Samantha Mohr.
And I'm Chris Warren, and there are multiple threats today when it comes to severe weather. Lightning with thunderstorms. There's also the heavy rain, damaging winds, and a particular threat today, the hail and tornadoes.
And coming in at a time when there may be a lot of ball practices outside, people picking up kids from school, heading home from work. So this other round of severe weather that it is expected is going to be in a few cities here that we're very concerned about. That's right, especially when you get severe thunderstorms, and some of them have hail, like the hail we saw yesterday. But it's been a fairly quiet, I shouldn't say fairly, a very quiet spring.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, take a look at some of these stats about hail in particular from the beginning of the year through late March now. We've had 60 hail reports nationwide. Okay, that's not very many. The record low year, by the way, 1958 to date, we'd have had 9, but on average, the number is huge, Sam.
Oh my gosh.
It should be 820 January, February, and March. We're nowhere close to that.
I mean, you could often get 60 reports on a single afternoon.
Yeah, easy.
And here it's been all year. That's incredible.
Easy, absolutely incredible. So it really tells you how little severe weather we've had across the country. The numbers have been really, really remarkable. So you take a look at these stats, then you take a, by the way, the most, by the way, was about 1,500. So we've had some big years, we've had some small years, and we've had some in-between years. So 60 is where we stand. We're going to add to that today. All right, so let's take a look in particular at what the stats are for us here when it comes to some numbers in places like the middle of the country. So if you take a look at where our forecast today is for severe weather, it's going to be right in these hot spots where climatologically we'd be looking for hail. Yes, Oklahoma City, we're included in that, and it'll spread its way over toward Tulsa and over toward, say, Joplin and Springfield as well. So that's a look at what the hail threat is for us today. As far as the tornado threat, which we know is relatively low, for a place like Oklahoma City, it's not zero. But notice in March, we don't typically get a ton of tornadoes in Oklahoma City. May is an entirely different story. So that's really the month we've got the heads up here in Oklahoma City, but it's Oklahoma City, Tulsa, Springfield, maybe Fayetteville. We're really watching for some issues today. It's this area highlighted here that's in the red circle here, Sam. So Oklahoma City, the timing, probably between 5 and 10 p.m., large hail, damage winds, and a slight chance of a tornado.
Okay, we'll be on the lookout. Thanks, Mike. But things are going to be changing as the day progresses. Let's take a look at that heading in through the rest of the day. Here's the first storm that's going to be moving in through the northeast. The first round of rain moving in through the afternoon. Notice it's going to be during the evening commute. And then we have all that warm air in place. So it is going to be wet and warm, mild. And you're going to start to feel it becoming more humid. And then the second storm develops right along this boundary. And of course, right ahead of that, we're seeing that warmer air push in. So the dew point's going to go up. The relative humidity is going to go up. The temperatures are going to go up. And then more rain moves in on your Thursday as that second wave moves on in. So this is a wet warm up for us with showers from Pittsburgh into Binghamton over to New York City by later on today. And then tomorrow it pushes in across the northeast. But notice how mild the temperatures are with this rain event. 75 in D.C. tomorrow and 70 in Philly. Chris.
And that threat for severe weather and tornadoes right in the middle of the country, but it's an east versus west situation when it comes to temperatures and breaking records.
Yeah, coming up, how long this extreme contrast in temperatures will last again today, Chris. And we have a 5% chance of tornadoes. The risk is not as high, but we could still see them. Damaging winds, 30%, but a 45% chance we could see damaging hail once again today.
Out of all the storms that do develop, hail will be one of the bigger threats.
For sure. And, you know, this is the time of year we do see hail in this area at the end of March, the last week in March. Can't believe we're already there. But you can see where we are likely to see it, especially here in the Arklatex area. Yeah,
so we are going to see that too. That's what we're going to be dealing with today, that chance for some storms, also some damaging wind, also the possibility of tornadoes. Can't rule that out.
Yeah, we'll be on the lookout for that. Mark and Vivian are up in just 60 seconds.